Hey everyone, welcome to Barcelona. Unfortunately not the real Barcelona, but virtual Barcelona. We're going to have a little experiment here. I've been toying with the idea of doing some sim racing videos, and I recorded this race to make sure that all the recording software was working, and it actually ended up being a really good race. So I thought I'd put it up and see how it goes. If it's well received, then I'd like to do a career mode series, not actually as myself, but I created a fictional character with a little backstory. And each video would explore his career, I guess from F2 into F1. I really want to keep my channel's focus on real-world racing, but sim racing is something I've been doing for a long time, and I really enjoy it. So it seemed like a good way to sort of fill in the off-season and kind of add another layer to my channel.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got work to do. Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So I want to keep the video format the same as my F1600 videos, at least as close as possible. So we're going to do the warm-up lap here. We'll talk about the starting order and then take a look at the track.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Thank you, Jeff. So we're playing as Alessio Lorandi. I just kind of picked him at random. There's no real reason that we're playing as him, but we have Alexander Albon behind us, or next to us, Luca Giotto after him, and then Lando Norris and George Russell round out the top 5. So a couple of familiar faces for F1 fans. If you look at the time, we're about 0.2 ahead of Albon, but behind him, I mean, everybody is within half a second. And look at that fancy animation. Really wish I could do something like this for my F1600 videos. But the field is packed super tight. I think like the top 15 are within a second. So here's the more familiar map. We have 2 DRS zones. One is down the long front straightaway, and then the other one is between turns 9 and 10. So turn 1, turn 10 are really good passing opportunities. I think you can make a good lunge into turn 4 if you get a good exit out of 3. These cars are a bit tricky in turn 3. You really have to listen to what the front end is doing. It's not like an F1 car where I think it's pretty close to flat. You do have to drive sort of to the front wheels. But it's an iconic F1 track. It's been around for a long time. I think turns 7 and 8 are my favorite, and then turn 9 is also a really good one. You go right up over the crest. I think we're down in like top of 4th gear, bottom of 5th gear. I don't know what the speed is exactly, but it's really, really fast. So we're coming into turn 13 right now on the warm-up lap. The AI is going to take over in a second, and then we're going to line up for the start. Now you can see the AI is taking over. It does that sort of janky wheel thing. I think it's trying to weave to get heat in the tires, but I think that they could program it to be a little smoother. Anyways, we'll line up here and wait for the rest of the field to form up.
Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
So the lights are out. We get not such a great start. Albon gets the jump in front of us, and a couple of guys have momentum. Norris gets in front of us. Giotto gets a run on us as well. We're able to pull alongside Norris into turn 1. He gets a little bit ahead, but we're going to get a better exit. So he cedes the corner to us. We're able to hold on to second place through the exit, or after the first complex. So now we just have to try to close this gap a little bit to Albon. Of course, after the third lap, we'll have the DRS. So we kind of want to make sure we're within at least a second of him over the next couple of laps. Of course, if we have a chance if a door opens up or something, then we'll take it and we'll make a move. But the most important thing is to just hang on until the DRS opens up. Lift as little as you can. It's such a great corner. I can't imagine doing it in real life, especially in a Formula 1 car. A little bit of lock up there. It's really easy to lock up in the last couple corners here because you don't have the downforce when you get that initial brake hit that you do in most of the other corners. It looks like Albon has gotten away from us a little bit. We're still within a second, so we're 9/10ths behind them. So we're getting pretty close. We need to close that gap a little bit just to get some insurance that we'll have the DRS when it opens up. We've got 19 laps, so I set it at 50% race distance. I think that's a good compromise between the races being too long to watch, but also I think it's long enough that it makes tire strategy and fuel and ERS management important. Because if the races are too short, then you just do it on one set of tires and it's easy. But I think one of the strengths about the Codemasters F1 games is that you get a lot of the sort of the authentic tire strategy decisions and pit stop strategy decisions that you have to make, that the real F1 drivers have to make, and that's something that you don't really get in a lot of other sims. I mean, in iRacing you have pit stops, and other race simulators you have pit stops, but it's not really the same dynamic as Formula One has. And I think they do a good job of replicating that in this game. Obviously we're in F2, so we don't have that whole thing, but we will have to make a pit stop at some point. So as we come up to the start-finish line, we'll get a look at the gap again. So we've clawed back a few tenths, so we're well within the 1 second DRS zone. And we got the notification from Race Control that DRS is now enabled. So coming through turn 9 it was. Coming out of turn 9, as long as we're within a second, we'll be able to hit that DRS button and get a little bit of an advantage over Albon. There's the beep for the DRS signal, and you can see in the mirror that the flap is opened up, and it doesn't really give us a huge advantage, but it's enough for us to close up quite a bit. Get some more lockup. There's the other DRS zone. Chris Norris is less than a second behind us, so he has DRS as well. So we have to keep an eye on our mirrors and make sure that we're not under attack. Oh, and we get really close. We're a bit lucky not to rear end him there. See how the other drivers, they take a much wider exit. I'm not sure if that's the right line. I stick to mine for pretty much the entire race, but maybe next time I come to Barcelona, I'll try and experiment a bit with that line. I'm not really sure if it's better or worse. But it's just because the AI does it doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. There's Lando Norris. He's really caught up. He's right on our gearbox. I have to watch out for him.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
So I believe we're on the soft tires right now, and I think we're scheduled to pit on lap 9. So that means almost halfway. We're going to do 9 laps on these tires and then 10 laps on the medium tires. I'm hearing the lockup, but as I'm watching this, I don't really see the front wheels locking up, so I wonder if I have too much rear brake bias. Or maybe if it's just the sound playing before the tire actually locks up and it just gives you a bit of warning. There you can see the tire lock up. I think every single time I've gone into that corner in this race, I've locked up the inside front. There's smoke coming from Alexander's engine. It looks like he has some sort of mechanical problem. So bad luck for Albon is good luck for us as we inherit the lead. That's really good luck for us because I think Alexander was driving away from us. Looks like George Russell is about 3 seconds behind us, so we've got a pretty good gap to third, but we're going to be under pretty heavy pressure from Norris, because he's well within the DRS zone. And of course, we don't have anyone in front of us, so we're a sitting duck for it. A little bit of understeer, looks like, through 9. Finally, I make it through without locking up.
In this lap, push now.
Oh, so we're going to pit on lap 7. So we've got 7 laps on the soft tire and then 11 laps? My mental math is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah, 11 laps on the medium tires. We're still putting down pretty good lap times. We're a tenth and a half above our best time, so I don't think the tires are really wearing all that much. You can see 50% wear, 37, 32, 36. So I think that's tire wear, that's not remaining life. So I think we've got plenty of life left in these tires. I think there's a rule where you have to use 2 different compounds, otherwise we could probably just switch.
Box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Thank you, Jeff. I think there's plenty of life in these tires. We could go a lot longer with them, but or if we weren't required to switch to another compound, we could just go straight back onto these soft tires. I'd have to read the rules, but I think we are required to use a different compound. So we peel off into the pits. It looks like Norris is going to stay out for a bit. And now the computer has taken over control of the car in the pit lane. I think I do have to tell it to go after the tires are changed, but all the driving right now is being done by the computer.
Go. Exit now. We're racing on the exit. Exit now.
Actually, when I was driving this, I didn't see that guy on the left with the lights, so I kind of just guessed at when I had to go. But for the future, I'll be able to watch out for him. And of course, we're running without the center column in the halo. Of course, we don't have binocular vision, playing on a flat monitor, so it seems like a fair, prudent thing to do. Otherwise, you really can't see very well in front of you. That bracket on the bottom is already blocking enough vision. If I were playing in VR or something, I'd probably keep the central pillar there because you can sort of see through it, but not when you're playing on a single monitor. So now just trying to put down good laps since we're on good tires. Hopefully we can get in front of Albon, or out in front of Lando Norris when he exits the pits. I'm not sure who Jeff just told us is pitting, but very well could be Lando. So our pit stop has put us down to 11th. We'll see how many places we get back on the front straightaway here. Looks like there's a lot of cars in the pits. Well, he did pit a lap early. And there's Norris right in front of us, so we lose out a bit on the pit stop. Let's see if we can get him in the first couple corners. We're right up on his gearbox. Of course, in American racing, I would say that we have the advantage because he's on cold tires, but I'm pretty sure in Formula 2 they have tire warmers. So his tires are right up to temp. It does look like we have a bit of momentum at least on him. See if we can get a move. We'll be in his DRS zone coming out of turn 9, so we'll see if we can stick a move into turn 10. A good run. I think in real life we would struggle from aero push, but it doesn't seem to be modeled very strongly as we make our move. Late move, but it works. It doesn't seem like aero push is really modeled in this game, which I think is probably a good thing because otherwise it would make it a lot more difficult and a lot less entertaining to play or to watch. We're definitely not walking away from Lando, he's still right behind us. Supposed to downshift to second gear there, Charles, come on. little bit of power oversteer there. If we do that too much, then it's going to make us a sitting duck for Lando to get past us. Lando's 7/10 back, so he's well within the DRS zone. Looks like he's under attack from Russell though, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage. Ooh, they get side by side. Of course, I wasn't looking in my mirrors like this when I was driving, but now watching the replay I can see. It looks like Lando held him off though. We're still under pressure from Norris and Russell, but things have quieted down sort of into a rhythm right now. I wonder if Norris is thinking maybe just wait until the end of the race to make a move. Save the tires a little bit, save your energy. So I get a little bit sideways there on the exit. Just trying to hit our marks, get good exits, and not make any mistakes. know Norris sets the fastest lap, 136.9. So that's just a tenth quicker than our last best time, so we're all on pretty even footing right here. Wash a bit wide, bring it back for the exit. Doesn't seem like I lost too much time there. Oh, keep your wheel off the grass, Charles. We've still got Norris and Russell right on our tails, and it looks like there's a bit of a gap to the car behind them. So now we must be a sitting duck for the DRS zone. This might be Norris's chance to make his move. See, he's got a monster run on us. He moves to the inside. We don't force him. We give him some room. Let's see if we can hold him off on the exit. He's right beside us, inches ahead. So Lando takes the lead for now. See if we can get that good run out of turn 4 and get him back in turn 5. Or into turn 4, rather. Looks like he's able to cover the inside. That's some smart driving by the AI. Again, he's covering the inside. Let's see if we can do anything on the exit. No, it's a much better exit than us. So we're going to be in good position for the DRS zone going into turn 10. Let's see if we can make something happen there. Good run out of 9. There's the DRS zone. We come from a long ways back. No, we're too far back to make a move this time. And that hurts our exit as well. Let's see what's going to happen on the front straightaway. There's the DRS. Looks like we're a ways back. I don't think we're going to be able to get him this time. We've got 3 laps to go, so we're getting close to the end now. Still got Russell behind us, so we can't let up too much. It looks like Norris is getting away, but I think we'll be able to claw some of that back. We're still within a second, so we've got the DRS advantage. We're 4 tenths up from our best time, and we go purple in the first split. So that's probably from using the DRS actually on that front straightaway into turn 1. See what we can do this time. We're really close. Let's back the corner up, get a good exit, get the power as soon as we can. DRS is open, and again, we're still too far away. We're gonna have to be closer than that. A little bit of oversteer, power oversteer on the exit, that's not going to help. Here we go, now we've got some momentum. He moves to the inside, it's going to force us to pick a side. We're going to go to the outside, see if we can go around him. We get in front. We give him some room. Try to get a good exit. We know he's there. He backs off a little bit. We give him some room still. Now he comes alongside. Oh. See if we can tiptoe around the outside. We lock up a little bit. That's not going to help. And Russell is right there as well. We don't want to lose another spot. And we come from a long ways back. It looks like we get alongside. We might be able to hold him off. Kind of force him out to the outside a little bit. And we take first place.
Good job. Nice overtake.
Thank you, Jeff. It seems like we're really able to push the braking zones compared to the AI. We'll see if we're going to be able to hold him off into turn one. It's going to be tricky. Now he has the DRS advantage. Doesn't look like he's making a move. We've got 2 laps to go. We're still under heavy pressure from Norris and Russell. I'm sure they're going to be ready to pounce on any mistakes we make. Looks like Norris is falling back a little bit, so we've got some breathing room. Our tires looks like they have plenty of life on them. And Norris is right back there. I think he got into the DRS zone. He was able to make up all that ground. Or maybe we overslowed turn 10 a little bit too much. Either way, he's still right there. We get a little bit wide in the chicane. That's really going to hurt our exit, but it's going to kind of hold them up behind us. So it's not too bad. Now coming into the final lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
6/10 behind us. He's got the DRS. We cover to the inside just in case. Looks like he wasn't going to make a move anyways. Being really careful not to make any mistakes. These cars are actually surprisingly challenging to drive. Of course, they don't have nearly the downforce as Formula 1 cars do, and you can really feel that, the lack of grip. And they feel a bit heavier too. I think, I know Formula 1 cars have power steering, and that's really modeled in this, because when you jump into the F2 car, the steering is a lot heavier. So I'm not sure if these cars have power steering or not, but I would believe it if they didn't. This was the best passing, and we're way overslowing. So we get a little bit of power oversteer, but we're able to keep it under control. He's right on our gearbox. Hopefully he's not going to make any stupid moves, as we get a much better exit. Keep it under control through the chicane. 2 more corners to go. 1 more corner, just don't do anything stupid, and we should have this in the bag. Looks like Lando's backed off, so we come to the inside to celebrate with our team on the pit wall.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
Thank you, Jeff. That was, I think, a surprisingly good race. I'm actually really impressed with the AI in this game. I can imagine it's not an easy thing to program decent AI, and And they're not perfect, but I think that they do actually a remarkably good job of making it fun to race against them. So let's take a look at the results. We take the win ahead of Lando Norris, George Russell, Luca Giotto, and Artem Markelov round out the top 5. Our teammate Arjun Maini, I believe, is all the way down in 14th place. So that makes us look pretty good in comparison. So that's it for this race. Thanks everyone for watching. Let me know if you think that this is something that you'd be interested in me continuing. I think it would be a lot of fun to do a career mode through F2 and then into F1 with sort of this style of video. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon with maybe some more F1 stuff, or certainly in the near-ish future, I guess, with the F1600 stuff. We're still about a month and a half out from the season opener at Road Atlanta, but we'll certainly see you by then. So thanks again for watching, everyone, and that'll do it for this one.